Adoption continues to grow, and the best leading indicator is the surveys.
But that is music to my ears.
From the Satoshi's Hive studio, welcome back to Bimblebit. I'm Damian.
I'm Andy.
And we're just two guys sitting around a table talking about Bitcoin. Welcome back to the program. We're going to lock ourselves in at our blockchain height, courtesy of TimeChainCalendar.com, is 943,974.
Ticking along. And Jack Dorsey, drip, drip, turning on the Bitcoin faucet again. Coming up.
New episode every week with Andy and Damian.
Fun stories about Bitcoin
and the wild side of crypto.
Rockets, memes, and magic internet money.
Join us every week.
Subscribe and listen now at Bimblebit.com.
Because the best crypto stories,
they're the ones you share while shooting the shit.
Okay, so Andy, you mentioned the Bitcoin faucet, and this thing is a really cool thing. We had to do some digging, but we found out that back in 2010, Gavin Andresen set up this thing called the Bitcoin faucet. And it was an opportunity to basically let people know in the world what Bitcoin was. And
That's right.
It gave away over 19,700 Bitcoin until it shut down in 2012. But they had to answer a question in order to get it, which we call a CAPTCHA.
CAPTCHA.
What a neat thing.
What a neat thing.
Yeah, what is it?
It's completely automated public Turing test to tell computers and humans apart.
So I think
Very,
that's
very, easy to,
So Jack Dorsey of Block is bringing back the Bitcoin faucet.
Yeah.
We're not going to go into crazy details how. You can take the time like I did to Google it, and it has all the information there. But it's an opportunity to get your hands on some free Bitcoin to just get into the space.
and learn about it.
Yeah.
Probably giving away a few sats like other, other exchanges do. But yeah, that's starting today as of April 6th.
Yes, launching. Yes. So, I mean, it's a cool idea. It gets BTC out there. Not that it is already, but when you step back and look at the big picture, what's the percentage of the world that knows about Bitcoin? About 1%.
Yeah.
So let's get that out there. And we'll have more fun stories out there coming up.
Well, that was great.
Well, it wasn't that bad.
It was kind of terrible.
That was horrible.
Yeah, absolutely awful.
Bitcoin, the biggest show in town.
Something positive in the news. Cathy Wood from ARK Invest just said live on CNBC that Bitcoin price will never fall below 80% again, and that it's a proven monetary system.
And we're seeing that from the mass adoption across the board.
Right?
Right.
Mass adoption. Yeah, we've talked about that before.
Yeah. And then you go into all the different countries that are starting to do strategic reserves. Really smart thinking on their behalf. In Australia, our friends from Dan Under are no different. Passes the Digital Asset Framework Act, which is defining digital tokens and platforms applying to tailored financial rules and all that stuff. But the point is they're getting on board, just like the Clarity Act. Things are starting to change, and we're going to see hopefully positive outcomes from all of it.
And again, it comes from all over the world in different forms, right? You've got now the U.S. government starting to new policy rolls out next quarter, and they're going to start paying their employees with Bitcoin.
I love it.
That's
fantastic.
Other countries will follow soon, but
yeah.
Different countries, different policies, but they're all involving Bitcoin.
Yeah, and we've got states out there in the U.S. that are really standing above and beyond, some of them. And one of those is Arizona. They have 2 bills in the works right now, and that puts them at the forefront of the national trend. And there are over 20 other states that are looking to, they're making proposals to allocate 10% of funds into digital assets.
Yeah, and that's a common number, and that's a big number.
It's a great number.
It's a big number.
It's a start.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, the videos you saw at the beginning of the show, we're going to get into those coming right up.
Bitcoin, ride the wave!
So at the top of the show, we had some fun videos. Let's get into those.
Why don't we? Matthew Sigel, Van Eck Funds, adoption of Bitcoin. Watch this.
Adoption continues to grow, and the best leading indicator is the surveys. Whether you ask retail investors or institutional investors, do you plan to allocate more to this asset class in the future? The answer is yes. And we're seeing that at the sovereign level, where the first central bank has just bought Bitcoin for its foreign exchange reserves. We're seeing that obviously across Wall Street, whether it's Morgan Stanley filing for a Bitcoin ETF, and the retail investor, especially outside the U.S., continues to allocate. So at some point, the bill for this war will come due, and the fiscal and monetary largesse in G7 will become dominant again from a narrative perspective.
So he says it's all about the surveys. They're following the surveys along. And the banks and the retail investors, they continue to buy, as do you and as do I.
Right.
So we're following a trend, and it's a smart trend.
There you go.
This is a fun video. People get excited sometimes. Okay, so this is from Paul Barron, the analyst, put out a video that I think was a little premature. Roll it.
The champagne ready breaking. We have reached a deal on the Clarity Act. Senate and the White House reached a deal to move forward with crypto market structure. That is music to my ears.
It is 99% complete. As you mentioned, there's 2 more stages to go.
Yeah, there's another stage or 2 to go, and I imagine it might go back and forth for a little while before it actually is signed.
Yeah, so the Clarity Act, it's coming.
It's moving ahead. It's just not there yet.
Do your belt up one more notch. That's all we got to do. And this one is this fun. This is going to go back to the first ever, October 5th, right?
Yes.
Oh, let's check it out.
The first recorded Bitcoin price appeared on October 5th, 2009. Developer Marty Malmy sold 5,050 Bitcoin for just over $5. There were no exchanges yet, so the price was estimated from electricity costs used in mining. At the time, $1 could buy more than 1,000 Bitcoin.
Okay, that's just fun.
Right?
Yeah. So for $1,
yeah,
you could buy over 1,000 Bitcoin.
Right. And
if I could turn,
it didn't even have a price.
Yeah.
Right. They had to say, well, how much did it cost to mine it?
Yeah, it's 0.00001
or something like that. So yeah, I mean, it was like we have to figure out a price now because we had some transfer.
Yeah. Funny. If you have something going on in your Bitcoin space, please let us know. Bimblebit.com. We'll be sure to get it on the program and let everyone know what's going on in your neck of the woods. As far as this great wide world, time now for your Bitcoin event calendar.
Satoshi Quotes. Episode 9. Being open source means anyone can independently review the code. If it was closed source, nobody could verify the security. I think it's essential for a program of this nature to be open source. Satoshi Nakamoto.
Hey, welcome back. We so appreciate your support. Continue to like, follow, and subscribe. Tell your friends about it. Just learn a little bit about Bitcoin. We're not professionals. We're just 2 guys shooting the shit about Bitcoin.
Absolutely.
And we want you to be a part of it, so thank you. And if you like what you're doing, don't be afraid to shoot us a couple of sats, and we'll throw you a hug. All right.
Air hug.
Yeah, air hug. Yeah.
So, Michael Saylor.
Strategy B, massive company. He's got a lot of Bitcoin.
Today, he bought 4,871 Bitcoin for $333 million.
Yeah.
I mean, he is going all in, all down.
He's going all in.
And he's just created this treasury company that just does nothing but sell debt and issue new shares, and they buy Bitcoin. And considering where the Bitcoin is in the cycle right now, I think he's making a pretty wise choice.
Yeah.
Others would question his motives and methods, but me, being in the space for as long as we have, we understand what he's doing.
We're good to go. Eric Trump's American Bitcoin has surpassed 7,000 in their Bitcoin holdings, which means now they're 16th on the list, which is really cool. But not everyone is hanging on or holding.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's somebody has to pay bills sometimes.
Yeah. Well, the Nakamoto Holding Treasury Company just finished selling 284 Bitcoin for about 20 million. This goes back to weeding out the unnecessaries. I mean, we're shaking out the weak hands.
Yes.
Is what we're doing, and that's exactly what that did. So that just means it's more for you and I.
Yeah, exactly.
To purchase.
Exactly.
Another solo miner hit it.
I know.
Another one. 210,000 in their pocket.
Great job, eh?
We're seeing a lot of the bigger companies starting to pull back a little bit because they're saying, is it worth it for what we're putting in?
Yeah.
It will be.
It will be.
You know, you might be missing a boat right now.
Long-term thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whether this is AI or real, because it came out around the AI time, but this is a fun little video. Imagine if this was real, going back to 2010.
I think it is.
So how many Bitcoins do you have?
50,000.
That's cool. And you're just holding them?
Yeah. I mean, it's not nothing. Imagine if it goes to $100. That would be crazy.
You'd be set for life.
We'll see. For now, it's just numbers on the screen.
Oh, for her sake, I hope it is.
You betcha.
And she didn't lose the computer and throw it in a landfill.
how young did she look in that video, and how young was she when she actually bought that Bitcoin years before? Like wild, like a computer nerd turned real smart and real rich real quick, eh? Yeah.
As long as she has all the stuff to get back to them again, that is fine.
Exactly.
So that brings us to the end of another program. Make sure to tune in every week. Love you guys. Thanks for joining us. I'm Damian.
I'm Andy.
We're just two guys sitting around a table shooting the shit about Bitcoin right here on Bimblebit.com.
Happy birthday, Satoshi. Cheers, mates.